bundle unwrapping video, a bit different from the eBay haul video of vintage jewellery, just because there's a lot less of it and you've also got a slightly more idea of what you're getting in your bundle. Huge apologies though, not once but twice I made you sit and look at my sister's dining room table for ages. Apologies, I will remember next time, promise. This first lot I got from Vinted cost me £14.14, including postage, and when you see it you'll realise why I am so excited to be able to buy this way and why I love these bundle ideas on Vinted. I don't know why people sell things at these low prices. I think the whole point is probably that they are just getting rid of a lot of jewellery and they don't mind about selling it cheap, or maybe they just don't know what the value is, or they don't want to go to the bother of eBaying or setting up their own store for stuff just to get rid of, you know, a certain amount of jewellery. But anyway, this was a lovely buy, I think, a lovely lot, because essentially there were 4 lots that I bought, which amounted to 7 items, which came out at £14.14, including postage. And she even included 3 free gifts. So, I mean, it was just absolutely amazing. It was such a lovely buy. I'm going to build up to what got me onto this seller initially. That there was one item I particularly wanted. I particularly wanted that because of the bundle thing on Vinted. That then made me go through all her other jewellery and things that she had listed to see if there was anything else I wanted to add to it. And of course there was, as you will see. But I'll build up to what it was, which was the most expensive item, and give you that one at the end of this particular bundle. Now, let me quickly show you the free gifts she gave me, because there's one in particular I'd like to ask questions about, and you probably are getting a bit bored of looking at my sister's very scarred dining room table where I have relocated to record in peace and quiet. So this is the first free gift she sent. No branding, nothing like that, just some very simple stud, or what I think you call in America post earrings at the back. We call them studs, or just earrings for pierced ears. Faux drop pearl with some nice little diamantes there in, and all the stones are there in the earrings. So yeah, that was free gift number 1. Let me get it a bit closer just so you can have a really good look. Okay, let me lay those down there. Free gift number 2 are these very kind of modernist, I would say, rather than modern. Probably, I would think, 70s or 80s gold flowers with the little curly cues in there, look, in the petals, and just a simple clear stone in the middle. And these are clip-ons, again not signed, but just a really nice piece of costume jewellery. And this is the one I've got questions about, because it's a really lovely gold tone panther chain bracelet, and it's really in good condition, got a nice clasp there. But it's this that interests me, because I've probably talked about this before on previous videos, certainly on social media, is this kind of almost like a watch, but instead of the watch you've got a picture in there, sort of beveled in there. And I think I've had earrings like this before, where they became copied a lot more recently. So it's not all of these are vintage, where people will put an old picture behind glass or resin, and set it, you know, create earrings, bracelets, that kind of thing. But the difference with this is, when close up, when I had a really good look at it, I think it's actually real dried flowers in there. And it's obviously on a red background with some kind of glass. I think it might be glass. It taps like glass. Could be resin, but I don't know what era this is. I can't really find anything to suggest when these were most popular, how they were created, why they were created, and just generally what you would even call this particular style of jewellery. So if you know, please let me know, because I really love it, but I keep an eye out for it, but I don't know the it's sometimes hard to tell what is modern and made to look like this style and what is actually original, or possibly this isn't a, you know, this is a style that's been copied again, but sort of mid-century. So I don't know. Let me know. Right, let's get on to the ones that I actually paid for. So first of all, we've got these, and they're quite hard to pick up. They're silver and ceramic Delft style windmill earrings. You can see the ceramics on the front with the windmills on, and if I take the backs off, take them off and show you the back rather, it's just like a post or stud earring, but it was sold to me as 925 silver. I'm not sure if you can see on the back, it actually does say CLE 925. Now, I'm pretty sure, though I can't find clarification, that CLE probably means it's silver plated. I don't think it's a maker's mark. I think that probably stands for clad, you know, like silver clad jewellery. So I think the backs are more likely silver plated. That's fine. They're still a nice, nice design. Can't say for sure if it's genuine Delft, because so much of it has been copied over the years, and also probably only about a third of Delft ware of all kinds, whether it be plates or things like jewellery, actually have a Delft mark on them. So I don't know for sure, but they're still a nice sweet little earring, and I'm sure they will appeal to various people. Then I had, so that's just the earrings cost me £3. The next lot was actually 3 items, cost me £5. The first one is probably the one I was least, it just reminded me so much of 80s jewellery that I didn't like. I think it's probably late 80s, early 90s, but it's Adrian Mann. They're like hexagonal earrings, again studs. If you look at the back, gold tone, still obviously, as you can see on the original point of sale card, and were the grand total of £9.95, you can see, which probably in today's money would be just over £20. But they do quite interesting. They've got these two textures of the gold tone. There's kind of like this matte gold at on the first upper half, and then this ribbed shiny tone on the lower half. And also they've got their kind of convex curved, is it convex? Yes, convex that way, which gives it that 3D effect, and obviously haven't been worn, or if they have, they've been put back on the card that they were originally bought on. And if you've not heard of Adrian Mann, it's Adrien Mann, M-A-N-N. Was kind of 60s to 90s, so this is probably the end of the era for them, and they were in a lot of the top fashion stores, including Harrods, so they were quite a popular brand in their time. Very much of an era, that set of earrings. Also within this lot, we've got these Sarah Coventry faux pearl earrings, sort of tri-stone, set in, well, set in a kind of tree setting. These are 1970s, silver tone base. You've got that lovely kind of tree winding around the three stones, sort of two gunmetal faux pearls and a white or silver stone. They are clip-on. Now the interesting thing is I said they were trees, but when they're clipped on, they actually hang that way round. So it's almost like, I don't know, is that the roots? Is that hanging fruit, or is that just an upside down tree? Who knows? And sometimes Sarah Coventry jewellery actually represents something you wouldn't even have thought of. So you can decide for yourselves. And on the back, they've got the, I don't know if you can see that. Is it even the right way around? I think it might be that way. No, I don't think that's going to come out, is it? Oh, there we go. They've got the Coventry, there we go, copyright Coventry branding on the back. But they also have, and I can't see, oh, they also have GB. So they were obviously made for the British market. And they also have an R here, which you probably can't see. And I thought, I wonder what the R stands for, because it's on both of them. And it finally dawned on me that there should be an R and an L for right and left. At least I think that's what that's about. So I somehow have been sold 2 right earrings of these Sarah Coventry earrings. In this particular case, I don't think it detracts from the styling particularly. Yes, perhaps if it slightly, you know, this bit at the top curved slightly the other way, it might be better. And that's my sister's cuckoo clock, which isn't a cuckoo at all. It's a manic laugh. Yeah, so I don't know. And weirdly enough, you'll see that this isn't the only pair of earrings that I got 2 rights and no lefts, if that is indeed what the R stands for. But they're still beautiful earrings. And I don't think it takes much away from them to both be right earrings. And the final set of earrings from this 3 lot for £5 set, I love these. They're probably, I love them even more in person actually than I did when I bought them. And they're Napier. They're kind of a bronze iridescent stone or inset of some kind. Slightly raised, but I'm not sure you'd call it cabochon because it doesn't exactly stick out from the earrings, but it's kind of got a swirl and it's like a dark amber, but I have no idea what it's made of or what the stone might be. Let me hold it still for a moment. That would make a change, wouldn't it? So you can see that set in the middle, possibly a resin of some kind, lucite, I don't know. And then it's set in this gold tone and black enamel circle. And I just love the way when it catches the light, you can see all this sort of swirls and it's just, I don't know, just very different. And I haven't been able to find any like it. So I don't really know much about them. I think they are most likely 70s or 80s. And they are signed with the N on the back. Now, and this was another thing I learned just from these earrings. There's an N with a crown on the back. And prior to these earrings, I always thought that Napier signed everything with Napier, full word Napier. And I love Napier jewellery. But I have been put right on a forum where they said, no, N with the crown, that is Napier as well. And if you've not heard of Napier, they produce really high-end costume jewellery, really well designed throughout the last century. And it's definitely worth keeping an eye out for because they've got some beautiful jewellery. And I've got some more coming up actually in just a moment. So that was the 3 earrings in that lot. And then we had a lot of 2 items, which cost me £3. And this is Napier again. These are more common. They're classic Napier style. These gold tone chain link earrings from the 1980s. Again, post at the back. or for pierced ears or studs, whatever you like to call them. They've got Napier actually written on there. I think it's probably that way around. Yeah, it's not going to, it's just catching the light there. This is quite a common stand. They did them in both clip-ons and in the stud earrings. Lovely shiny gold tone metal. And again, these again have got an R on both earrings, which means that they're both right earrings, but I don't think it makes any difference on these because they are the same either way round. So yeah, I don't know, somebody's walking around with all the left earrings and I've got all the rights. And finally, from those two for £3, I've got these rhinestone set Greek key style earrings, and these are made by Avon. And I'm not been a big fan of Avon stuff in the past, but I really quite like these. And they're like a gold and silver tone. So you've got the gold on the outside, you've got the silver on the inside, which makes quite a nice contrast. And then you've got all these little rhinestones set in the silver part in the Greek key style. Now they're half hoops, as you can see, and they are for pierced ears again, not clip-ons. You see the backs, so it's got the hoop, and these are signed on the actual butterfly backs. I probably won't show up, but they're actually signed. No, I don't think you're going to see that. Is it that side or is it this side? No, I think it's the other side. Anyway, these are signed Avon and SH, and the SH doesn't really mean anything. It was an internal coding that Avon had put on their earrings so they could keep track of who was manufacturing the jewellery for them. So SH doesn't really mean anything in that sense to a collector, unless you collect from specific manufacturers. Yeah, quite a nice classic 1980s type earring there. So I'm going to put those down. And then this was the lot that I particularly wanted, which got me on the road to buying a whole a whole bundle of earrings in this lot, was £5. And these are Cherelle. Now, if you've not heard of Cherelle, I'm building up to this. I'm building up to this, but because they are so lovely. These are Cherelle. Cherelle was founded in 1945 in New York. They used a lot of lucite and bakelite in their designs. It's probably what they're most famous for. And it wasn't as mass-produced as a lot of costume jewellery often is. And these are just the ultimate statement earrings. They are sort of faux teardrop pearls made of lucite, moonglow lucite they call it, in this kind of flower spray coming from the silver tone base, which is all kind of quite intricately curved round, almost like like a spray of tulips fanned out. And obviously when you wear them, because they're clip-on, they would go that way round, so like that, and they would fan out from the ears. And you've got these three pale pink, you've got the darker pink, and then a kind of yellowy gold and a dark grey or a silver, and they just kind of glow from within. The lucite is lovely. I don't know if you can catch that, but yeah, and they are signed. You probably saw that when I turned it over. They are signed quite clearly, Cherelle on the back, and they hang that way round, so it kind of comes out from the ear. And I just think these would make such a lovely bold statement as wedding earrings or something like that. Just absolutely gorgeous. So that was what I wanted from that. So that was £5, and believe it or not, that all added up with the bundle discount and postage to £14.14, which is absolutely amazing, really. So keep an eye out on Vinted for stuff like this, particularly if you're looking for certain branded jewellery, because you can just do a name search and you'll find it really easily. Okay, and I think I'm going to add this video to the previous one because this is a very small lot, again from Vinted, and it's silly to do a video of it on its own because I just don't think it would be very long. There was a particular ring I wanted, so I checked to see what the buyer had other than the ring that I might be interested in. So like before, I could bundle it into more than one lot. And so I only bought 2 items though. Still, there was only 2 things that appealed to me, and it cost me £6.77 including postage. Now the first item I shall show you this was the additional item. It was £1, and it was a sequined beaded clutch, which was advertised as vintage. It's silver and gold with a butterfly design. They did say in it that it was missing quite a lot of the stones, but I'm afraid the pictures, or maybe I just didn't pay enough attention, didn't quite do justice to how many of the stones are either missing or damaged. It's still a pretty clutch, but actually I don't think it's true vintage. I think you'll see when I open it up, the interior, it's kind of got a shiny interior, but it just screams modern to me. What it's made of, the material, kind of, it's actually still a plastic tie thing in. I reckon this is like Claire's or something. So I'll probably been sold a dud, and I wouldn't put it up for sale anywhere, right? Unless it was really, you can tell by the inside it's in such good condition that it's very unlikely, regardless of what it's made of, that this is a true vintage piece. If it was actually a 1920s, 1930s bag, whatever, and even in the state it's in now, then yes, a collector might want it, but nobody wants a bag that's damaged like that. Even in the inside is in such good condition, if it isn't genuine vintage. So maybe a bit of a dud buy there, but that's the chances you take when you're looking at somebody's pictures on Vinted and their descriptions, which are usually not very detailed descriptions on Vinted. You'll find they'll usually just tell you what kind of condition it's in, and they will label it whatever they think it is. In this case, vintage, and in this case, I think probably unlikely. But the item that I did want, and that is genuine, I promise you, genuine item, I'll leave that there, is this. And this was £3. And although essentially I paid £6.77 for this ring, because based on the fact that the bag I don't think is vintage and it's not much use to me to use, and plus postage as well. So £3 or £6.77, you decide, including postage. And it's a Sarah Coventry rhinestone flower ring. It's adjustable, so that's what I like about her rings, is you don't have to just have one size. You can adjust it to different sizes. I don't think it's going to fit on my fat finger there. It does fit on that one, and it might just slide onto that one. No, not quite. 1970s. It's marked Sarah Cov Canada somewhere, I think, just in the band there. I don't think you'll catch that, it's very small writing. Sarah Cov Canada, so obviously made for the Canadian market, this particular case. And it's got these layers of amber crystals around the side, building up to this, what they called an Aurora Borealis crystal centre stone, which is absolutely lovely, catches the light in all multicolours, so absolutely gorgeous piece. All the stones are there, whole thing sparkles, and it's a real statement piece, but also quite a timeless classic and not an uncommon piece from Sarah Coventry. You'll probably see quite a few of these around if you're looking for Sarah Coventry items. I think it's a must-have if you're a Sarah Coventry collector, because it is one of her classic pieces. And it is still popular, so although not uncommon, people are still buying it, probably for that reason. So that's the rhinestone flower ring from Sarah Coventry in its 1970s. I know you're shouting at this video as I speak. First of all, I do know Sarah Coventry is the company and not a person. I say she every time I talk about Sarah Coventry. It's just one of those things that's got into my head and I can't stop saying it. So I do know, promise you. Secondly, you're probably thinking, she's extremely disappointed about that vintage purse not being a vintage purse, considering she paid £1 for it. What did she expect? And I agree, you know, I paid £1. What did I expect? But I suppose when you are a treasure hunter, a bargain hunter, whatever you like to call it, you get used to going to charity shops, you get used to buying things off people where they just don't seem to have any concept of the value, or they do maybe have concept of the value, but they only have one outlet to sell it in, and they either want to get rid of it quickly or they just know that they aren't going to get the right kind of people in who are going to want to buy it. So in the case of the vintage purse, yes, I took my chances, and it wasn't a huge chance. £1 plus whatever the postage was included on that. But it's just a bit disappointing because, you know, somebody says something's vintage, and when you get it, you think, well, actually, I don't think that they have completely represented it properly. Maybe I just hoped for too much. So I understand if you're getting frustrated at me for getting a little upset about a £1 purse. It doesn't matter, I agree. It's not that big a deal. So if you like this video, and if you liked the vintage jewellery eBay video that I've done so far, let me know. Put your comments below. Subscribe if you want to see future videos, and also just click the thumbs up button on the video below. Sorry, not on the video below, but below the video. And then hopefully YouTube will make sure that my videos get seen more and more, and we will have more Vinted. I've already done some orders for Vinted bundles, and I've also got more eBay videos coming, so keep watching out for those. And as I said, subscribe, and if you're on social media, I'm on TikTok and I'm on Instagram. Both of them I'm on as Jewellery Vintage, so exactly the same name as here. You can't miss me if you search for it.